Good morning, whoever is out there in internet land. We're going to start the day off by Unity crashing, it seems. Good start, good start. For those of you who have been following, I have been struggling to speed the fluid up, and I need to. Now I can speed the fluid up easy. I've said this before, it's very easy to make the fluid better. But it's very hard to make things better and to make things faster, which is what I'm on my way to do today. So I think I had an idea, and I will just Unity editor. That should be 18 ticks, so about 5 seconds. Morning, Peter. Right, so this segment here has fluid in it. So see the bottom left, it's awake. Now, I've just cranked up the tick speed. So hopefully we're at 45. So I wait for that number bottom left to tick down. I may have had it currently too low. I can't work out how long it takes to sleep. But after 1 minute of like pauses, then it would be totally asleep. So at 60, oh god, that's quite a lot still. I did have a quick play last night, and it appears I can't actually parse all of the world on this machine, this base, this computer in a tick. It's just not happening. It's just not possible. I just do not have enough CPU time, and we don't have what I would call a sensibly organized so waiting for that number to fill up. Oh, you can see it's beginning to slow down now, the drop off. I hope everybody else is having a good time, hopefully more exciting than mine. Three. As I said, sometimes computer gaming is exciting and interesting and full of fun. And sometimes it's just watching something count down. So I'm waiting for this number here, the candidates, to change. I am waiting for these numbers to hopefully drop. Do we not list segments per second? Oh, do I really not? Average. Do I really not? Yeah, I do. It's just under exceptions. Oh, last week average. There we go. 10. Ha. I don't think I need to split to 3 decimal places, so let's tweak that while waiting. Must not press. Must not save. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly at the number. See that one, 90. So yeah, even 10. It's quite a while. The segment hasn't done anything. Yeah, I think even this one, I mean, I think I can tell how long I've been in the session. We've just got so many fluid segments, you see, that I'm not actually getting to move much fluid. I'm only moving an average of 6 fluid, but I'm checking 3,000 segments. I'm now down to 4 fluid. Now what should happen is, that bottom left number, it just hit 150. When it hits 180, what should start to happen is that we will start to put segments to sleep. Now, I've got a situation where I've got an old world with everything's awake. So what will happen is I will replace cryo fluid with solid fluid. The candidates number on the bottom left, that represents ones that I would like to put to sleep but can't. Usually that means there is either magma or sand in it. Now, magma is a problem, has to be said. I'll also make a note. Oh, there we go. Stop sleeping. I'll make a note though. Do explode. As it's called, explosion. Oh come on, where is it? Is it world script? Explosion. L. If L.MB has fluid, L.fluid sleep ticks equals 1. Shouldn't need to. No, shouldn't need to do that. So explode it, leave a new kit, or leave a gap underneath it. Yeah, wake up. Wow. Again, there is a chance I will not stream today because it's fucking warm here. Okay. Fans on, windows are open. Like basically there's a point where it just will get too warm here, and I just won't be able to continue. Like seriously, like it would just be too warm. I would just need to go somewhere else. Well, I might be able to crack the air conditioner. Holy shit! It's going to be 26 degrees today. Also, there is a part of me that just wants to get on my motorbike and just go out for a bike ride. So you know that is also a thing. Anyway, interestingly, this segment hasn't gone to sleep, and that is surprising. But now, lots of other segments have gone to sleep. Now, I still think there may be a problem. Surprisingly. Kohaka, remind me where you're from. Is it Kent or something? Okay, now it's gone to sleep. There we go. No fluid. Bristol, that's it. Oh, Wiltshire. I don't know where the fuck that is. Chip and Ham. 20 miles east of Bristol. I didn't even know there was an east of Bristol. I'm trying to get better at geography, by the way. I'm trying to ask people where they are and then look and try and go, oh, right, okay. So, okay. Okay, so now the interesting... oh, no, there we go. Now, what I'm expecting to see is that the sleeping number to drop to almost 0, the active number to drop to almost 0, and the candidates to go up. Well, Gohawk, I didn't say I was doing a good job at remembering things. I just said I was trying to. I'm so bad at geography, honestly. I really, really am. Okay, that is... oh, okay, we then went down to 400. See, the problem is, every time we alleviate the load, we're finding more to work on because it's so outdated. La 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 la, watching the numbers go up and down. Now, it might be I need a restart. Now, what's confusing me is I'm now continually sleeping them. And then they put... Oh, no, wait, hold on. No, we're not. It looks like we do a shitload of sleepings. We just put 2 more segments to sleep, 3. I'm just thinking there's any duplicates. It's a bit hard. So you can say, what happens if I'm just watching this here? Looking out for duplicates. So a duplicate... Yeah, see this one, it went to sleep. Now, this confuses the fuck out of me. Now, I need to address this. Okay, so let's... Just so you're aware, guys, you're my rubber duck. So, what happened here is we froze a segment. That's not the same number at all. There we go, yeah. 256, 256, 252. No, wait, hold on. I'm wrong. I'm just literally wrong, aren't I? I'm genuinely and literally, and it's that simple, as aren't the same segment. Okay, well, that's good. I'm gonna... Let's make that, oh no, 16 or something. So it's 16 plus 32 plus 48 plus 64. Is that right? 64 plus 48 plus 32 plus 16. So without moving anywhere, without changing my base or my world, I'm looking to get that number down from about 2,500. So, we'll wait another couple of minutes. Yeah. Now, once this is done, I dread to think how long the server is going to take to come back to life. It's going to take a while. It is definitely going to take a while. Okay, no fluid. Now the segment has... we need to do that. So now the segment has fluid. So now, but the fluid hasn't moved. So it's going, can you move, can you move, can you move? Now, each of those can you moves, it's an enormous amount of CPU time. It takes just a monstrous amount to simply query, hello, let's check if any of the fluid can move. Now, I said I've got some plans, I've got some ideas, and the going to sleep logic is actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I have got an idea for what I call a flow map that will pre-calculate the flow. So I was going to wait for that number down there to go up. I might as well coffee while I'm waiting. That's the thing, sometimes you just have to... It's like playing Worms. I'm sure you've all played Worms. You just have to kind of take your shot and then just wait and watch the arc, up the arc. I don't know about this month, Peter. I don't know. I think this month's going to be a long month, if that makes any sense. Because what's going to happen, we're going to get to the point, I say Wednesday, I don't know, where we are going to start on the railgun, and it's going to be a lot of work. So at that point, I've got time to sort of do stuff. Okay, we're at 120. But now it won't sleep for like 45 seconds. I've just got to wait. Now, in a minute, I'll start getting messages in the log saying it's found stuff. But we are still at 2,200. So I think that's just as many as my PC can do. Literally, my PC can only manage to find about 2,500 segments through the search. There's currently 30,000 segments. And I am managing to search through... I don't seem to store that number. I think I find 2,500 segments with fluid. I might actually be going through them all. I think it might be that number there, c.ots. I ran out of room, you see, so it all became a bit unreadable. Well, don't get too excited. I mean, the chances of it working first time are, you know, quite small. Alright, C is fluid count. Oh, 0. Okay. And TS is total segments. So we searched a total of 48,000 segments. So we had about double duplicates. But that's just as however many we found before we gave up and went, ah. There we go. Stuff's going to sleep left, right, and centre. But so far, we've I don't know, 50 odd have gone to sleep. We have thousands to get through. Yeah, well, hopefully, Peter, as Steve has fixed stuff. Because I mean, well, the server's not even up at the minute, but I need to get Steve's fixes. But right now, I just want to get this so a fluid. I want it to go to sleep, and what I want to do is I want all the fluid to go to sleep and say. I move no fluid, I will sleep for 1 second. Or 10 seconds. So when the server is asleep. Because right now, interestingly, the fluid, it literally never completes. It's just too slow. So waiting for... See, that number was about 2,500. I haven't moved. So that number will stick around 2,500. But that does seem to be doing a reasonably good job. 2088. Okay, now we've put like 600 segments to sleep. I'm beginning to get a bit special. So I'm going to go get some coffee. We're going to leave this sim to run. And then we're going to have to try and see if I can find any duplicates. Actually, I can do that. No duplicates. Ooh. Oh, right. Coffee. I watched Dyer for a couple of hours last night, which was entertaining. So Dyer, I'll try and roughly draw it here. So Dyer's underground base. There's his thing. And there's his cryo spawners. And seriously, I watched him about 3 hours a night before I went to bed, right? What he's done is he has... No, oh yeah, there we go. What he's done is he's just done trenches like this. Wait, how do I... There we go. Oh, is it... So he's done like trenches like this with dazzlers in them, and he's like, "Aha!" And I'm like, he said, "I hope this is like how you're supposed to do it." And I said, "Well, the thing is, it's not really how you're supposed to do it, but holy moly, that he's just gone from nothing to like the most efficient he can." So he's got, and then he's got dazzlers. Oopsie, no. Well, we're going to pretend that's the right colour. Then he's got dazzlers. How do I draw? Dazzlers. There, and covering both directions here like that. But I'm like, yeah, that seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. Like, I think you're not going to have a problem. Okay, we're now at 682 segments have gone to sleep. We have 105 that we would like to sleep, but we can't because they have something else in them. Now, this probably includes, I've probably loaded the magma cave. The game is still loading, but is loading quite slowly now. But yeah, this shouldn't happen in a new world. Like, this is now the game trying to claw back many hours of having done it wrong. And we are still at... So if we do get a duplicate, that's okay. A few duplicates is fine. So a few duplicates just means that we put a segment to sleep, and then somebody else put fluid in it, and then it went to sleep again. That's perfectly acceptable, but yeah. I could have probably upgraded the map to show, but anyway. Looking good. I mean, I saved 1,000. We now have 800 active segments. So an active segment is one with fluid in it that isn't asleep. Now, I am genuinely surprised that we are even finding that much fluid. Genuinely, that surprises me. Let's see what I can deduce then. And now, interestingly, all the fluid within the player's range, I would assume, is asleep. Because I don't think... Well, maybe not. But that is taking up a few. And then the rest of it is run through the machine frustum. Now, the machine frustum does not necessarily... It's not an efficient way of searching. So I've been thinking about making a searching one. We're still generating segments? We're still generating segments? No, we can't be. They must be looking for segments to generate. Shut up, lol. I'm just really bemused, honestly, that so we've put 700 segments asleep. Yeah, so we have done. We have put quite a lot to sleep. But we now have 170 odd segments that have fluid in them, sand or the other one, lava, and they can't move. Now, I don't think we've got lava awake. I don't think lava's even part of this. Essentially, what I want to do, I want to optimize the calls. I want to make sure that we are smartly doing fluid, which I think we're getting there. I've got some ideas to improve the smartness. Then I'd like to improve the what's the word? Performance of the fluid. More or less by sorting it by kind of like fluid pressure since ticks. I've got some ideas there. And then finally, to generate flow maps. So when you put fluid into a segment, it generates a flow map. And from then on, until the segment's updated, running fluid through it is basically free. Because right now, when you put fluid into a segment, I have to check 5 places for the fluid to move. And it's hella expensive. But yeah, so now this is the computer. We're now up to 2,300. So I've put 853 segments to sleep. And I have... Wow. Oh, there's a duplicate. There's one. So a couple have gone to sleep and woken up again. That's fine. So like, if I get rid of duplicates, we've actually got 775, see that number there, segments to sleep. No duplicates. Oh, actually we might, because that appears to be a slightly different number. Actually, looking at it, these ones are probably all the ones that have re-slept. That will happen, and that's only... How we got here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20... 40... About 60. So out of 2,500 or so, 60 have gone to sleep and woken up again. Because that means fluid's trickling into them. That means the coal crits one's doing something. A melter ticked. You know, that means they're actually working, which is obviously fine. But actually, this number's now down to 1,000. Now that dropped to 300 there. Now, unfortunately, that also includes I was very busy this frame, therefore I couldn't actually service so many segments. So that's not how many, that's just how many before we ran out of time. When I've got fucking flies in here now, they're just smacking on the windows. What even is my life? However, I think it's better. I'm just really surprised because that means that in total we've had at least another 800-ish segments that we haven't got round to. Now, in single player, thankfully, it prioritizes the player. So that means that stuff that I see happens first, and that's fine. The problem is in a network game, it doesn't quite seem to. Now, I've got some code to simulate around network players, and I'm going to check it, because I'm not sure if it works. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure that variable goes true. In fact, it does not ever seem to go true. Ah, we do. So it goes true at that point. Okay, now it does go true. All right, that's fine. So we should be going into there. I've never seen this number go high. So we grab the number of milliseconds. So let's say 10. It continues to tick, and that number would then be, say, 20, and then that's the 10 that we've calculated. And then we count up the number of segments. Looks fine. Looks fine. Ah, writing and save world changes. Compressing. Let me fix that one a second, because that's annoying me. Because it's not compressing save archives, that's a lie. What it should actually say is flushing disk cache or something. Because we're not running with save archives. We're not actually doing that, no matter what I might put on the screen. Now that's interesting. Why is that the case? Exit panel script ticks constantly. Where have we set this number? Am I just being dumb? Okay. Yeah, so it's this compression work remaining. not sure how accurate that is. That's kind of a very vague thing just for the HUD. As you can see, it's a HUD manager item. But all I want to do is I just want to make quite clear that we're not. Okay, so if disk mad thread dot inst cache, where would we store it? Cache mode, cache during play, cache usage. That's the one. Where do you actually live? Persistent settings. Okay, so if persistent settings dot cache usage equals cache usage type dot compressed during play only, or I don't think anyone's ever used this one, please don't. Cache usage equals no cache else. And then we would just print a better method, because it's annoying me because it's a lie. And that really annoys me, because it's like, I'm doing the archives, and what it's actually doing is it's waiting for 3 seconds for the disk to flush through. That's what it's actually doing. Actually? Right, let's get Steve's changes. What could go wrong? And then we will go through the update process. Okay, so we're going to assume that there aren't going to be any problems. So I'm going to update now, and we're going to... So we're going to assume... Oh, no, we're not, because it don't compile, so we ain't going to do shit. Exit panel script. Do we have anything suitable? Please wait for processing. That looks good. Hopefully Zebra's proud of me for putting in proper strings. And status label. Actually, we can just put that as just nothing. You can't click exit at this point anyway, because if you try, all that happens is it's like I'm just waiting. So but essentially what I'm going to do is exit panel fluid, assuming that the fluid goes to sleep properly on the server, then we're going to be good to go. So hopefully it will. I haven't even looked and seen what Steve's done. Whatever he's done, it has to be better than what we've got, because we're still having at least as many issues as we are successes. And every time we restart the server, we've had to run around and look for broken cards. So it'll be the same thing. Start the server, have a go. So we'll start the build, and while we start the build, I'll go and check what will be the build. What is this CFT planted? CFT planted. I think it should be FCT, and I think I've just made a typo. Cannot find C. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Fix that one. Not that's important. There we go. Right, so we're not going to wait. We're not going to wait. Let's just see what Steve did, and we're already going a build. We're doing a build. Okay, so build is going. What is that? Okay, let's see what we got. Fix carts run update route immediately following a grid because not call them to error out. Auto upgrader, yeah. Cool. Really? I'm quite surprised. Because it gets bundled into a... How did I never saw this happen? And... Okay, so... in fact, that's pretty much what we've got. What do people want to do? After electricity shut down, my save doesn't work. You're lucky your fucking computer boots, mate. I understand. I've got stuttering issues when standing still. Maria? The compression step can easily take 30 seconds per archive, and you can potentially have thousands of those. Literally the least of my concerns. Concerns has been file count. FC changed to the default of compress during play only a couple patches back, as people were unhappy about the time it took to exit and compress remaining dirty archives. You can what tutorials? What? Give a gentle hint as to your next expected goal. Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. I've done everything. Okay, then I went to this website and it said the port is closed. Well, then, at that point, you see, that's not my fault. Until you're 1000% sure that the port is open and listening and forwarded, FC isn't going to be able to do anything. Again, I have had zero issues. With FortressCraft ever connecting or hosting. Literally no issues. Not one. Not ever. Like, I come from a time when you would have to, you know, forward ports was a fucking archaic ritual. Now you go click done. It's so unbelievably easy these days. It really is. But I don't know what to do at this point going, my ports aren't open. Well then, 2 buttons, Korhak. That's a lot of buttons to have to press to do... Wait, no, it's fine, isn't it? But yeah, this is the thing. I get loads of people who know, we should make it easy. I'm like, dude, I can't do anything about your hardware. Oh no, what's going on? Why is it not working? Is it going flat? Might have to plug it in for a bit. Mini or micro? Micro. I hate mini. Oh, it's blazing here, dude. It is total, proper fucking blazing. As I said, if it gets much hotter in here, I will probably have to stop streaming because I will have to turn my air conditioning on, and at that point, I just have to turn the air conditioning on, and as I said, quite literally at that point, you won't be able to hear me. So annoying. So this remote camera is cool and all, but I cannot charge it and use it. So it's gone flat. So I need to update it. Okay, so the build is built. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy across everything onto the server. I'm going to start the server up and then we're going to look at some numbers. Every time you hit 4, it opens up the dev console. Okay, so let's bring the server up. Okay, so the server is up. Not that anyone can connect because I haven't made a build yet. Upload Win64. I forgot the name of the build. It will come to me. Multipass. Future roadmap. Nope, nope, nope. Yes. Loading. 18C. I wish it was 18C here. That's British summer. 18 degrees, slightly warm. That's what the weather should be like. It's going to potentially hit 30 here later on. That's just a testament to man's arrogance. That is. Okay, so the server is up, but until someone joins, the server... Now, there's something I might actually look at. So until the server has someone join, everything's asleep, which is not a problem. But that means the C5 is asleep. If the C5 is asleep, then that means that the cryo doesn't page in. If the cryo doesn't page in, that means the fluid doesn't page. You get the idea. So I have to at least join just to give everything a kick. But right, the good thing is that means that the server, let's have a quick look, is in its most sleepy. So it's 4 gigs allocated, 0.8 CPU. So fluid, I'm fairly sure, is the biggest CPU. So with no one having joined, it's only at 0.5% of CPU. And that's what I want. That's something is important. So the guys that said they were doing the hosting bots, they've not got back to me. Yeah, you see, the thing is, Morbits, in Australia, they go, oh, it's so cold. It's only 15 degrees C. I'm like, dude, 15 degrees C is fucking shorts weather. The fuck? So we're going to keep an eye on the fluid. And in the meantime, we're just going to go cryobomb towards the next thing. So we're going to try cryobombers at this point. I don't know whether we've got enough thing, but we'll see. Dude, that's not winter. That's not winter. 15 degrees is where I will go and lay in the sun. Oh, wait. Huh? I didn't click on any of those things. Korhaka, if you're listening, by the way, I am proper amused that Steam support didn't go... They should have come back and told you that piece of DLC is not for Linux. That was the problem. It wasn't tagged as for Linux. But, like, they should have come back and told me that. Going, it doesn't work on Linux. Like, literally, that was the problem. Now, these are cryo bombers. Yeah, now how have we actually... Cryo bombs. So what we're going to want... Okay, I don't need to frick about this. All I need to do is grab off... I don't know how many we'll need. Or quite why it's quite so bright here. Actually, I've probably still got some fabrics, don't I? So what I want to do is I really want to grab at least... Oh. Okay, so we can now deliver cryo bombs any way we want, because I don't really want to run pipes for freaking miles. So it's threat scanner, isn't it? I think it is. Oh no, it's the thing is, Peter, a lot of it is about house construction. So in England, all our houses are thickly insulated and we've got central heating. We don't have any air conditioning. In Australia, you do not build houses with insulation, so you feel cold quite heavily. UK has a problem that cold's all right and hot's okay, but sustained hot or cold is a problem. So if it's hot for a while in the UK, what happens is I end up getting, like, the house ends up getting really hot. That's the problem. Because it's just keeping the heat in. Oh, wow. I need some Mark 1 LEDs. That's fine. Some servo motors, of all things. That's what I try to explain. It's like it's not that hot for Australia, but your houses will be, you'll have flat roofs generally. Because you don't need to worry about the rain so much. You'll have air conditioning. You won't have anywhere near the insulation. It's just different. Horses for courses, as my old mother would probably still say. And some Mark 1 LEDs. Let's just get 25. I like, so I still, again, watching Die, he hasn't quite got to the point where it's like, if you can build one, just build 25, dude. Bomber Falcor, 25. Cool. Okay, so the fluid is beginning to go to sleep now. So I've got some server messages for this, and it'll be interesting to see whether or not it stays asleep. So if I just cause a fluid report. No potential freeze candidates yet. Now, what I haven't done, unfortunately, is increase the number of segments per tick. But what I think I've done is I have reduced the overhead in going, you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything, you're not doing anything. So we're going to primarily do bombers on this one. And I think it's this way, isn't it? We haven't done any diagonals. Peter can shout me, tell me what the fuck, Adam, if I'm wrong. So we're going to try, and I'm hoping we're going to try and do... Should we do this one? Because this one's bigger. This is definitely the biggest one. Now, I should be able to get about 200 meters this way before I can no longer Falcor. I mean, this is it. This is as far as we're going to get before I need to start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically offensive tower. So none of this is hard. I mean, it's not really a complaint or a problem. It's not really that hard. All you have to really do with all of this is just do it, and you should win. It's only when, how to phrase this nicely, it's only when you are a little blasé about the cryo, when you go, nah, I ain't going to worry about that yet. When you do that, Mr. Wolf, you will have a regret, and you'll go, oh, I should probably have done something about that 5 hours ago, but I decided not to. Okay, so we're going to want 1, 2, 3 bomber Falcors, and we are going to want... I'm probably going to end up building a whole bunch of these little setups. Oh man, I wanted the cryo bomb. Go get on, boy. So we're going to be building up basically a series of these stations. So we're going to test load them, bombers. How many solar farms are there in Australia? Must be loads. $10 megawatt, 20 megawatt, huge. 8,000 megawatts of voltaic value, like huge, enormous. Because you got Australia's bonkers for that. Yeah, look at that. So I think you can do salt mining in not mining. I think you can do salt power in Australia. Where are you going? No, I waited. Never mind. That's interesting, Peter. I mean, that's the problem. Is coal is super cheap. It's just obviously very, very bad for the environment. Obviously, so it's a little bit of a catch-22 situation, unfortunately. I'm also just something I've never done before. So again, it's mostly one for Peter. So correct me if I'm wrong, Peter. Oh shit! I've just had an idea. I may have to change some code. Right. So what I was going to do. These Falcors are now all set up for cryo bombs. Okay. So they're going to go off back there and get cryo bombs and bring it here. So we're about 70 meters. Now I can't get all the way there. Can't be done. So it crosses my mind that can I not set up a relay? But I can't set up a relay, can I? Because to set up a relay means I'll need to pop a beacon if I had any beacons. Did I not make some beacons? I'll make some more beacons. But the Falcors will just travel 1 meter, won't they? Yes, Zero, I have. You can do it with salt. You can heat salt up to the point where it's liquid, and it then is so hot it stays lit up all night long. So it stays hot enough to generate electricity all night long. So you get 24 hours a day of power from these. So they heat salt up and then use to drive steam turbines. It's really good. It's kind of better than salt. So Peter, if Falcors couldn't accept from beacons closer than, let's say, 1 meter or 5 meters, wouldn't that work? That's an easy fix. I'm just trying to work through if there's any situations where you really want that sort of range, but I don't think there is. Please vouchsafe your opinion. Now, the thing is, Akimura, why? Now, if I make it 1 meter, that means that they definitely can't pull off that one. I mean, you can chain them, but the thing is, they'll go back and forwards. They're not smart enough to keep going out, because there's no concept of out, obviously. But Peter, okay, if I were to make it so it ignored things 1 meter away, so they had to be at least 2 meters away, I think that would be okay. I don't think that would break any existing setup under any circumstances. I definitely wouldn't break. 8 or 16 might break, but 1, nobody will notice any difference. But it means that you could have at least 1 relay. And to be honest, the solution is to ensure that you've got more offload than inload capacity. So what will happen is that will grab 1, and occasionally it will just move it 1 meter. But primarily, that's the tap of resources. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so if lnz, lnx is greater than -1 and lnx is less than 1, less than or equal, yeah. Do not consider beacons that are basically attached to us. Now this needs to be an and. Otherwise, one's in a row. Yeah, but the thing is, Pete, even 8 meters, it doesn't really solve the issue of chaining. So we've got the thing here, that we've got our base cryo, and our Falcor can move it to here. That's cool. And now what I don't want to do is then obviously just move it back there. That's done. Now if we have another one over here, what is going to happen is that they'll go in both directions. The solution is to get stuff out of here as quickly as possible. So this one might have the occasional hopper, but not that much. Why is my web camera there? Whoops. Yeah, there's nothing exciting. By the way, that should fix that one. I don't think there's any reason ever that you would want that. And that does mean that we should be able to actually get a chaining system through. And to be quite frank, as long as you've got more that at least 2 Falcors servicing at least 1 beacon, I think they'll outrun it anyway. And then I could... Now, see, in this case, what I can't do is put this beacon on top of that. Because then they will just... Basically, it'll just take it back and put it back there. It's in a loop. I don't think beacon there... Yeah, they just take the first one. There's no... They take the first unlocked beacon. Just checking, yeah. Just take the first unlocked beacon. I think that's a good fix, though. The thing is, AK Muller, you cannot change the behaviour of machines just to fit your setup. Now, I can't think of any reason, realistically, why you would ever use Falcors to move less than about 30 meters? Like, genuinely, why would you do that? I can't think of a single... I can think of pretty stupid reasons, that's fine, but no valid ones. Out of curiosity, can I clearly spot where the Magmor is on the map? Now, the single player map is far better than multiplayer one, I'm afraid. That is just... not easily. So we're going to clear that direction. See how it goes. So Cryo is still pushing stuff to sleep. Let's see how our report's going. So we are currently at, holy moly, 2,300 alive fluid segments. Now that should drop as time goes on, but it might take the server several hours to catch up. Now my only problem with this, jet turbines with Falcors, sure, but not 16 meters. And that's having your turbine there and your refinery there. Maybe. But I think we're beginning to stretch how likely they are at that point. Like, that distance. And even if you did that, you're likely to have rows of Falcors and rows of turbines. And at least one of them's going to be further away. So I'm umming and ahhing now. UI state X. File core bomber, then alright, that's just no wait, that's the actual state there. Fly state. Oh wait, that's not even the right thing, that'll be why. Derpa derpa derpa. Lowercase s. Anyway, I think my change is safe here. It might even help if that was actually rotating in the right direction. That's better. I mean, they weren't working. I don't think the direction of these is synchronized for network play. I do love the Falcors and stuff. Whoa, we have lots of stuff sleeping now. Oh, his pizza's gone. I say it's perfectly safe to join the server, as far as I know. I'm hoping that over the course of the day, the fluid goes down and down and down and down and down. So it's freezing. All that's happening is if the cryo hasn't moved for several minutes in a segment, it freezes solid. Now this has the interesting effect of making bombs very different. It now means you can bomb it and there's no fluid cryo left, probably. So I may have slightly made bombs slightly better. That is a possibility, I think. I need to wait for. I'm waiting for an email message to let me know that Krovax has gone live. I'm probably going to be. If you guys remember Krovax streamer, I'm probably going to be where he is next. Next Monday. So I thought I would maybe catch up, get a drink with him there. And what I did discover also from my playthrough, it's not something I realised, basically you just want to spam lancers. You don't want to go, ooh, how many do I need? You want to get down as many as you can. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of a targeting beacon. I do. Like, genuinely, I really do like that sort of thought. I don't think that, like, these can't defend themselves, but the next group can. Oh. Let's leave that go for a minute. I'm hoping, by the way, so assuming our nodes don't give up, I'm hoping that my slightly obsessiveness in collecting stuff will get us ahead of what we need to be. Okay, I came up here for cool. Probably some more storage hoppers. And I'll top up and lightweight machine housings. I have to say, I'm quite glad we're not playing with hardcore inventory. If you look at the amount of things I've got that I have more than 100 of, most. A hardcore inventory does mean you will spend more time looking after your inventory, though. Inventory? I don't know. But you can't do this in that mode. Forget it. That ain't gonna happen. Quite amazingly, all our... Oh, we haven't got any graphs in here. All our base does seem to be kind of going okay. I know, surprising. Let's go check over here. Still have to do a performance pass. Now, now I haven't noticed... Well, let's check the graphs, because if one of the graphs is dead, that means we can probably guess. So resin is still surprisingly moving. Molly and Chrome actually probably is fully asleep. Actually, that probably is absolutely correct. So surprisingly, these are all good. We don't have a Mark 1 graph anywhere, I don't think. Maybe on the other side of the base. Let's go chat. Because essentially, if if the if the freight carts are fucked up, we'll notice this mostly by the fact that something will have stopped working. I don't think we're actually using much in the way of coal now either. So let's I keep running out. I swore we had some Mark 1 graphs around. Oh well. I also think, and I haven't noticed it, I think I fixed the bug where sometimes on startup, veins went, oh, I'm depleted, even when that was just blatantly and totally not true. Why am I... Oh, wow, Arthur is... Oh, I see, I'm actually out of health. I don't recall dying. Why have I got low health? And that's one thing I don't think I will change for FortressCraft 1, but will be a definite FortressCraft 2 thing. Is hypothermia isn't just a bar that fills up and then kills you. Hypothermia will just nerf your health. So you still get the effects. And that's what will happen. Okay, Arthur, charge up. I don't know, Peter. I'm hoping Steve fixed everything. We did restart the server too, which helps. Wow, we really have got a power issue going on there. Charger is missing from that room again. What rollbacks? What charger? What room? Ah, there we go. It's not really very useful, that filter, is it? People keep telling me the game needs a decent tutorial, and I like someone posted in the forum. I don't think it's replied, and I'm a bit confused. I'm like, what is it you want me to change here? Like, you know, specifically. Oh, I really don't want to look at your bar. Okay, they're all from me. And seriously though, say if my PC, if I had a power failure, I would just offer up a small bit of thanks to the gods that my PC was still running. Does it work? Okay, good, Muller. Unfortunately, we're far too far through the game to test that. I'd have to build a scrap track one and then check it. But yeah, frame rate is definitely needing a check. I don't see any stupid cart stuff. I don't see any we should really have some tour carts around. Actually, I haven't made a fast tour cart. Let's do a tour cart. Cool, AK. We should let Steve know. Okay, so tour cart station is a freight cart station, of course it is. I said the word tour cart was slightly awkward. That's fine. And then oh. Okay, cool. I love it says super fast minecart. Now it does say Peter's pacemaker has started clearing. Now that, now has started clearing, that's... Yeah, see that message just reset. The problem is, on restart, the code that... the code that spots clearing kind of breaks, and it's a bit enthusiastic. What it means is I fail to extract the full amount of from here. Yeah, so we're entering vein depleted. That's annoying. Yeah, it's the max Druha. So it's the max Druha. That's the problem. The problem is that some of the blocks. So what it's doing, how can I describe this? So you've got like coal, and you put your ore extractor here. So what it does is it starts to extract from this block until it's got one left, and then it extracts from this block until it's got one left. Then it extracts from this block until we've just restarted the server. Let's start up again. That's got one in. That's got one in. Oh no, this only has 10 in. I need to extract 128. We must be out of. We must be clearing. It's dumb and it annoys me, but I would. Oh wait, hold on. No, that's fine. Yeah. So if we're not in that one or that one or that one, so it's not that one or this one. Out of power depleted. Wait, where did we actually do it? That's if we're out of storage depleted. Obviously this one. Right, so this means that we started up, we did a search, we failed, and we got back else. We didn't get an extraction point, so we're like, we must be clearing. That's the problem. Yeah, in fact, there we go. But that may actually just be a client-side bug. Do vein search. Because it's in state searching for ore. Hold on. Oh, we do. Yeah, don't know, unfortunately, that's on my head. Anyway, I was going to make a silly, because I can. Oh, what the fuck? That's not a torque art station, is it? I didn't make a torque art station. Ah, there's a... Okay, and we'll call this tier. Let's go to the lab. Now this is one of the fast ones. Now I do have a note to rework the... See, that's not too bad. Given how fast it is, that's pretty good. Really. That was alright. Bit more than I could perhaps say for this, but hey. And then it should have gone to there. Now here's a question. Will it use the best one I've got? Let's go to Cold Cavern Central. Now let's put we can find out. Yes, that was the good one. Shit. Come back! Come back, I want to ride you. I have to say, the fast tour carts... I mean, they're not as good as a teleporter, but it's pretty good. There it is. Yes! Hey! Battlefield, eat your heart out. It will. Now these things are easily fast enough to outstrip the load, though. Cool. I forgot what we were... Oh yeah, cryo bombs. I am, as I said, umming and ahhing about the concept of a target painter for cryo bombers. So, here. Unfortunately, and I like the idea, unfortunately, I think it'll be more than a bit good. Like, as in... far too good. Cryo bombers are already verging on the edge of OP. Like, genuinely they are. Oops. Now the good thing about the cryo bombers is they, how can I put it, they're a little bit more bloody minded. They're good for cleanup. They're definitely good for cleanup. I wouldn't really say they're that good for sustained attacks, because they're just a little bit unreliable out of the direction. Let's go get some iron gears. I want to get rid of those depleted messages. That's like 10 hours since we last did a... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we are actually going now. Good. I do love how they look. I really do like that new material a lot. I really would also like, and I don't think I really can because I don't have the resources, I would very much like to have, looks like a train station with all the different ores and stuff in it. That'd be cool. So yeah, I'm trying to work out what I should do. I should get a drink. I'm trying to work out what I should do whilst the cryo bombers are doing their work. They're not fast, but they are efficient. So I'm going to get a drink. I'll do it when the cat's gone. I'm sure he's around somewhere. So I'll be back in a minute with a drink. A cold, cold drink. $51. Oh no, 8% packet loss. You're good. More importantly, let's get me a fluid report. So look, holy shit, they may have done it. We're down to 100. Now we're still only averaging 7 segments a tick. But really, when you have more than 7, like if you think about cryo flowing, even if cryo's falling 100 meters, it's done in 30 seconds. Right. That's good. I mean, it's still clearing up segment after segment after segment after segment. So that's really good. And I have got a note, you see, for like hot magma to be able to flow and then to cool as it flows. Which would actually be really cool, wouldn't it? What is that circle? Oh yeah, that's where Pete and I came from different directions. So like one of them, so go horizontal. We had the horizontal attack, and then I came in from a second one. So on the actual boss itself, we're going to do another fluid attack, like a melter one, because it should hopefully be a lot more responsive. And holy shit, these things are good, aren't they? Wow. They really are good, aren't they? They really are good. Like, does anyone have any complaints about the cryo bombers? I think they're great. I think my only possible complaint is that they should spin a bit faster, because they do tend to be a little bit sit there and wait. But as you can see, they make such headway into the cryo. I fucking hate these adverts. Hi, are you still using Google? It's just like Google. Well, then I'll use Google then. Hello, hi. It starts going. Hi. Yeah. I've just got this cool new idea, and yeah, like you haven't rehearsed the slight nervous, and you're obviously a fucking actor. But I work for this cool company, and it's just like Google, and go fuck yourself, advert. I'm not using another search engine. I mean, I used to use Alta Vista, because at one point in the history in the history of history, Alta Vista was really good, and I only started using Google because it was better. Saying it's just like Google is not going to make me going, oh, I'll use your one then. Okay, I moved away from Alta Vista because Google was a lot better. Not just a little bit better, okay? It was lots better. Like, Google was a revelation. But a lot of Google's improvement was an odd one. It's not what you would think these days. If I search for, like, initially, if I search for red shoes, if I search for red shoes, it would bring back web pages with the words red and shoes on them. Now, that seems pretty obvious. Back then, it was different. Back then, what would happen is it would bring back web pages with the word red or shoes on them. That was Google's, I think, main improvement, is it defaulted to and, not or. Whereas Alta Vista, if I typed in red shoes, I'd have to go... I'd have to go plus red plus shoes. And in Google, you could do red shoes. And if you really wanted actually red shoes, you do red shoes. Because this would obviously bring back web pages with the word shoes and red in. But this was a revelation back then. When was this? 2001 or something. Ah. Oh dear, I have apparently eaten my biscuit wrong. Excuse me for dying on stream. Has anyone ever died while streaming? Is that happen? I'm planning to. But has that ever happened? Deaths while streaming Twitch. Yes. Just one, apparently. Wow. Fuck you, BBC News. He was literally a professional streamer. Literally. And BBC used the quotes. Apparently someone died from a drug overdose. What? Gamer's death pushes risks of live streaming into view? Well, so, just a note, by the way, boys and girls. If you are young, if you are a young person, and you haven't gamed for 24 hours straight, put that on your bucket list. Get up Saturday morning, keep playing till Sunday morning. Just once in your life. I've done it. I've done it on Warcraft. Done it on Dungeon Siege. I didn't sleep for like fucking 2 days playing Dungeon Siege. I think I just went to bed and then got back up again. These people are choking to death though. But pretty much you need to leave it. These are doing an incredible area job of clearing. I guess that's the ore vein depleted. Okay. That's not so good. We will want. Well, I don't know if we're going to want more iron. I'm not going to pretend to entirely understand the map. See. When we write, you see, we write in, Hello, puss. Yeah, so we strip out all the debug, we strip out all the ore, we strip out all the and then we just put everything to old. I genuinely do not understand how we've got this sort of sparkly stuff, right? It's either new or it's old. So when we're compressing, what we do here is we make a copy of the map when we save it, and then we strip it for compression. So we strip out crap, we strip out ore, we strip out anything greater than fresh, which is I think I might know what it is. No wait, fresh is, yeah, hold on, what about old? Yeah, we get everything compressed into old. Like everything, it should either come in as, because that's horrible on compression. It really is. Yeah. That's really bad, in fact. That's you can see there. So Pete, this is something for you, definitely. Right, I'm getting 121k sent off the CCC because it's not compressing it. Why isn't it compressing it? Like, the map doesn't actually look like that, I don't think. Shut up, cat. I still got a slightly older copy of the map. But if it's 0 or greater than fresh, greater than or equal to fresh. I know, fresh is old. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, we should just. I don't really know what the server's seeing. It's part of the problem. I'm also, am I actually just in the same segment as the C5? Okay, if I stand here, yeah. Only very rare updates, I'm not standing in it. But even so, yeah, no, it won't update. Like, there's no reason for it to update. It's only if you're standing in the same segment, it'll kind of hammer data. But honestly, Pete, you might want to avoid this because this looks like, if you're looking at it, right, if you're looking at it, we want to count. 1, 2, 3. It'll do about a megabyte every 8 seconds at you. I mean, I am looking at it. That means I'm requesting it. And if I'm just in the same segment, it's not so bad. What do you want, Pusscat? What do you want, Pusskins? You just want to be loved. But you had all love last night, and then you were sick on the sofa. Because I just need to love him so he shuts up. But yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why the map looks like this. Like, this speckledy stuff. It doesn't look like that, but you can notice it's just not updating. Unless we've only got fresh cryo. But it just doesn't look like this. If I go back in and I look at a slightly old version of the map, I look at it in single player. Oh my goodness me, do you want to come up on my... Oh, you do want to come up on my lap. Oh my god, you're so heavy and just fluffy and warm. You know, it's warm today. Please don't rub your face on the microphone. I'm having a problem seeing the screen right now because I have an excess of cat on me. Yes, you are what I describe as an excess of cat. They give me a look like, fuck you, human. So this is how the map looks on the server. Actually, it doesn't. So that's how the map looks on the server when it loads. So that's how it's saved to disk. Okay. Now, as the game progresses, what will happen is it will page shit in and stuff. I'm going to have to give it a mo. So what will happen, there we go. So now that's actually, so the compressed data on disk looks like that there, okay? Looks like the, but all of that blue stuff, okay, no matter how dark it is, until it hits 0, just out of curiosity, when do we... How quickly do we fade that? We fade it. So what happens is that's kind of how long since we got cryo, since cryo was seen there. So you see it's now paging in the correct one. And holy shit, then Unity crashed on me. I think what it is... Pussykins. He's not laying on my lap, he's sitting up on my lap. I can't really see my keyboard at this point. Why don't you lay down? Go to sleep. Anyway, Ugh. What did I call it? Pair map. Update color map. Get render map. Oh, who calls you? Oh. Interesting. Move to next scan segment. If persistent settings dot headless server that might help. See, it is doing it, but it might just be the server's quite overloaded. Now, as it finishes that off, there's fluff everywhere. It should reduce that. So as it compresses, we're now down to 105k. So the more it's solid, the more it's compressed. Now, I simply do not understand why it looks like that. There are only two states saved to this: cryo, no cryo. Literally cryo, no cryo. No woman, no cryo. I'm hoping that these ones will take out... Yeah, go on. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, my son. That's what he wants to say. But I am feeling that perhaps, given all my optimizations to fluid and all that, that we should potentially consider some machines that are like large-scale melters. We don't have any right now. And I think that would be not just kind of cool, but kind of useful. Right, we're not even filling that. Are we actually struggling over here? Do we not have enough beacons? Well, actually, we probably don't have enough beacons, do we? Or we don't have enough bombs. Use 100, use 100. Okay, we do have enough bombs. You're a very awkward shaped cat. Like, unfortunately, my mount is charging. I can't show you, but he's just sitting on my lap and just staring at my keyboard and dribbling. You like a League of Legends player. No offense, I have no opinion on League of Legends. Not really. Anyway, that should help. Why are you not holding one? Why is it not? Oh. Huh. I don't, what? Really? Really? Holding one-time cryo bomb, but that's local. That doesn't seem to be synchronized at all. Like, I just don't. read. We'd actually transmit the item. So when it's listing, oh, I have an item here like this, that's the client doing it, not the server. So these probably have items, we just can't see it because we never transmit. Now, I'm not 100% sure why it hasn't grabbed it itself, but hey. Void. Okay, get pop-ups. Oh wow. Get pop-up tags. Okay. Network. Carry. What's it called? Network carry. Go on, fuck off. So in this case, we don't know what it is, so I can just say item. Now it'll just say, you're holding an item. Dumb. All I need to say, so if I'm not carrying an item and the network carrying is false, that's fine. And if we're carrying an item or it's true, there we go. Well, Relmir, I can... What do you think? Do you think they need clearance to work? Do you think that perhaps the beacons aren't working and I'm just sitting here like a lemon with my entire base, all these Falcors flying around? I mean, obviously and evidently, no. I wonder if it's just that the server hasn't transmitted. Anyway, no, they don't. They need some clearance. They need less underground, basically. Oh, they don't need that much in the sky. They just need like 8 meters or something. It's just basically to ensure they can potentially fly from A to B. It's not to like try and stop using them underground. It's just so they actually have a chance of not looking completely broken. I'm a bit worried about that iron ore vein, but I don't know how much iron ore we need. And so I need these guys. You need to clear here. God damn, this is just insanity out here. Like, this is just solid cryo for, I don't know, a distance? Some distance? Now, the cryo map, I can't do a live cryo map. It's reasonably live, as long as I don't mind using up all the CPU time. Yeah. But it's reasonable. I think it's every 3... God. I think it's every 3 minutes it ticks. And then gets a little bit darker. I have no idea what's going on now. Genuinely, no fucking idea. That's... And that is what we're being transmitted. Because the server is sending us the map. 89k. 89k. And there is the map. But, like, it just seems to be totally freaking random. What is going on? I wonder what's... Because we just write it. Now, the cryo map, you see... what the cryo map does... I think I know what it is. I think that is because... Let's... Oh, fuck you. If I put the cursor there... Come on, please be right. Yeah. No. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So... Okay, void read. Now the problem is... We're receiving these a lot. And that's the problem. Now... Oh, fuck, I can't. Okay, get render map. Get render map comes off of color map. Now prepare map should do... Oh, we wipe it. Right, really? This seems like a bad idea. So as a client, what's happening is I'm going, hey, we have a network update. And then I promptly wipe the map. Do I not prepare it elsewhere? Yeah, I prepare it there. Okay, if worldscript.mb is server. Oh, wait, can we not check? Go to... Read network update. Okay, that will always give us the latest version. Okay. And we just check. Right. That should fix that. Because what was happening is we were starting up, and the first thing I do every time I receive an update from the CPA from this is I wipe the local map, which is because then I then write over it, but I could be then updating this thing halfway through. And prepare map, you see, we set color ray dirty true. That means what I call get render texture. And it was probably halfway through updating the color map there. Update color map. Color map update in progress. To actually return. No, we can just say if color array equals dirty. We don't need to do that. If it's dirty, we can't get the render map. If color return we're probably in progress rebuilding the map. Don't make a texture of that. And then we should get render map. Do we really do this just every frame? Oh yeah, because we assign it every frame, but only if it's dirty do we actually upload it. All we're doing is we're just saying this one equals that, this one equals that. That will probably fix that. I will need to update the server though because of the beacon change. But yeah, you can see it kind of ends up getting there after a long time. And now my size is down to 28k. Means it saves it. No, I'm still bemused by that bug, but hey, it's slightly fixed, so that's good. I'm surprised that there is any cryo, well, in any direction really. Yeah, it's just insanity out here. Can't remember the range of the bombers. Quite big. And you can see where the cryo start to make mess. Because the thing is, I did hint to Dario last night. I was like, oh, I said, you're making your trench out from non-reinforced materials. He goes, yeah, it'll be fine. I'm like, oh. So you can see the mess cryo makes of non-reinforced materials. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there is very little chance, realistically, of me doing this with just bombers. And you're never really supposed to use just of any type. You could do. I mean, you could just use lancers. You could just use melcers. I do not recommend any of these things, but you could do it. But I don't expect it to work, so I'm not going to try. The goal here is not to try and do things I don't think will work. Is to experiment with a few that should. Oh, I'm at titanium housings. So what we're going to do is we are just going to run. We've got plenty of power though. I'm also about 90% sure that's asleep, so we can just. Just carry on that way. So whatever's down there, I think there's anything of note, and carry on, and then we can tap off a high performance bit of power this way, so we can actually back up our lancers. So yeah, I haven't found one of the previous complaints of the game to apply. So one of the complaints people have given me is that once you've done the first cryo, like all the rest the same. I've just not found that. Like each one's been a different challenge. Mostly, well, challenge isn't quite the right word. It hasn't been much of a challenge. It's mostly just been putting stuff down and dealing with it. That's just kind of how it is. You know, it's a bit like Creeper World. Assuming you are half competent and assuming you can understand what the different types of machines do and what they're for, it's not really very hard. It's just a question of doing it and enjoying doing it. But like when I spend an evening with your mum. So I haven't found this particularly challenging, really. Like, challenging as in, am I going to lose? Now, it does help, of course, that I am fully aware that you can't lose. Oh, fuck's sake. Except perhaps just through to incompetence. But what we're going to do is we're gonna punch a hole, and then we're going to use bombers for the clearance. So we're just going to work our way down through the level over the next hour or so, I would guess. And now, while we're doing this, you see, I did make quite a lot of changes. Now we are now getting substantial fluid stuffs. And we are down to, oh no, we're up. We're still at 2,700. So I'm still a bit concerned that segments are sleeping and awaking and sleeping and awaking, sleeping and awaking. But the only way to really tell this is to turn the server off. Once the server's off, no more fluid will spawn because the cryo spawners are asleep. Everything's asleep at that point. Melters don't melt, so everything will just. That's a good point. Is that something I need to worry about? No, it isn't. It will still continue to fall. We don't make new fluid, we just deal with the old fluid. The old fluid will fall, it will stop, it will settle. And then that segment will go to sleep. I was worried about an issue where there was live fluid, but that doesn't have a problem. Oh bugger! There's I forgot that today. There's an event on it where I used to work. I've also been amused. I've seen people calling my the room solution like a hack. Like, oh yeah, you can do rooms, but it's just a hacky solution. I'm like, it's a great solution. Making the user optimize the rendering, that's a fantastic solution. I should do more networking events. Like, I don't do enough networking, but it's 15 years of Sumo Digital. Oh, right, it's running for 5 days. Okay. The weather's so... Honestly, it's very tempting. It's very tempting to go and do networking and go by bike. It's about half an hour down the way by bike. It really is an extremely tempting thought. Back on subject though, I'm just kind of wondering whether or not the sleeping code would have stayed ahead. Like, right now I'm suffering from the fact that I'm trying to catch up with 200 plus hours of cryo that will never sleep. And that will sleep. Oh, sorry, that will sleep, you see. So I don't know, for instance, how much inside all of these, how much is fluid and it's just stuck inside it. Like, it's almost impossible to tell. But yeah, Lancers for piece detail, and then those for... I don't know, I'd like to speed the cryo bombers up, because they don't feel fast, until you realise that they're really fucking fast. Oh, we're not right the angle. That seems like a... We don't. This seems like a very easy thing to synchronize on the network. The problem here is it's working fine. There's no problems with it, but what the actual issue is... should have a update. Okay, and right... Platform visual requested. Yeah, that's fixed. So the problem is that whatever angle the server's at is not the angle the client's at. So I'm looking at this going, well, why aren't you firing? But the angle could be literally anything. I mean, if I delete that and put it back down again, they're probably in sync now. Now they're synchronized because I've just picked it up, put it down. What? Out of view. Wait, did I genuinely use is visibility cold? I don't think that works. Literally, this is the only thing ever. Is out of view equals out false and M distance to player 1032. This is why I need to play through the game, because now I'm using Falcon bombers. I fixed up a whole bunch of little bits and bobs with those. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So as I said, I have done a number of fixes on melters. So let's just melt some shit up. Let's just make sure, not on melters, sorry, on the fluid. Let's just make sure if I start melting stuff, I'm happy with that. I'd say that's a great big yes right there. Now, as I pointed out some the other day, the problem with melters is they are not a solution. They are a tool. So you'll end up with if you try and use them too much, you'll just end up with a lot of cryo in a different place. It doesn't actually get rid of that. I kind of feel sorry for that dog. I kind of want to like consider like bringing someone, going. But like, I don't know if the dog's happy. I mean, I used to have a dog, and it would just bark a lot. It didn't mean it was unhappy. It just meant it liked to bark a lot. I'm still considering, because it is so warm out here, but I am genuinely considering getting on the bike and going over to Sumo, catching up with some people I know at Sumo, and things. Let's look at the weather again. So I'm like, I think today's the nicest day. I know tomorrow's gonna be just as nice. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, other than wiping out the cryo, I mean, Peter, if you're there, or Kukor as well. What the fuck's happened to Kukor recently? I seem to have been working hard. We will knock at the cryo. I'm done on this now. I think performance is as good as it's going to get without a serious rewrite. And now I mostly just want to just clear this down and get on with the railgun. I don't have any further things that massively need, addressing. Yeah, the bombs don't go off irregularly. When they do go off, they're great. Minor cryoplasm map works better over the network. Falcor bomber directions now synced. Falcor beacons now synced over the network. Yeah, there's 4. The diagonal ones are remaining. Essentially, what I wanted is just want to have a quick play with the a quick play with the bombers, and I've just fixed an issue with them. Yeah, Mike, why do you want me to upload the world? You can join and have a look. I like, you can just join the game. It's an open public game, and have a look around. You can look at everything. I can upload the world, but I don't know why you want me to. Like, it just seems like a lot of effort to achieve nothing. Why don't you just join? I mean, the server's literally up 24 hours. Well, it wasn't up last night, which is unusual, but it's generally up 24 hours a day. I mean, that's why the server's up, so people can join it and have a look around. It also generates load. It also helps me fix bugs, but it's that's literally why it's up for you guys to join and have a look around. Well, yeah. I mean, I try and encourage people to join the server because I still get a lot of people saying, you know, when are you going to fix the networking and other such comments. And for ages, I've just been, the network has been fine for a huge amount of time. Like, genuinely, for ages and ages and ages. I mean, I do all my testing networked, okay? All of it. I don't ever test the game single player. I do local testing single player while I'm developing. And if that works, I do all my playing multiplayer. Because if it works multiplayer, it definitely works single player, with very occasional, very rare exceptions. Whereas if it works single player, it may or may not work multiplayer. So that's why I really take offence to the comments of, are you going to fix the networking, you improve the networking, because I do all of it networked. I'm currently playing with a bloke in Australia. Say good day, Pete. I can prove he's Australian because if I say Tim Tams, he'll totally know what I mean. And if I... Oh, God, I forgot the name of it. Pete, what's it called when you drink a hot chocolate through a Tim Tam? There's a word for it. If you're English, Tim Tams are penguins. Don't listen to an Australian who says they're different. They are literally the same biscuit under license. They just taste a bit different because obviously one's, you know, Australian cows. And this is where Pete will go, holy shit, you can drink a hot chocolate through a Tim Tam. BRB. But yeah, there's a term for it's like a Long Island suck. I can't remember. The Melbourne suck. Melbourne shuffle. No, I can't remember what it's called. There's definitely a term for it. Yes, but Tim Tams, use a Tim Tam as a straw to drink a hot chocolate through. Part of the other reason I run the server is to prove to people that you can run servers and join them and they run just fine. Pete, you're ignoring the question, dude. The question wasn't, do you know what Tim Tams are? Of course you know what fucking Tim Tams are. The question was, what do you call it when you drink a hot chocolate through a Tim Tam? It's not a sex joke. I genuinely can't remember. It's got a hilarious, what's the word? Australian aphorism. They do that a lot. You know, like poking the chocolate giraffe. See, that sounds like a sex comment. And then I took her out, and then went that night. I poked the chocolate giraffe. Yeah. Chocolate giraffe. Tim Tam Slam. Thank you. That's I knew it'd be something that rhymed. Australia is great for. I don't know why Australian slang is just so awesome. I mean, I like the word doona. I really, really love the word doona. I like the way you call McDonald's not Mickey's or Mickey D's, but Macca's. I don't know why. I just really like Australian slang. I always have. Couldn't tell you why. Tim Tam Slam would work because of the... What's the word? The rhyming couplet. What's that rhyming couplet? I don't know. I'm not very cultured, really. More bombs! Where have we used? 8. So what have I learned? Logistics vehicles are quite capable of delivering bombs quite quickly for to these. I want to make it through. I don't want to clear everything out. I just want to make it through. Where is my space window? Somebody was asking some very confusing questions on stream last night with Dyer about... He goes, is that glass? And we're like, yes. He goes, is that a special kind of glass? And I'm like, well, lasers go through it. I mean, I don't really know what you're asking. Like, what sort of... It's just glass. I don't know. This game had glass. Right, well, it does. Jesus. Yeah, so these bombers need to clear out this. Will conduits ruin... No, they won't. I can't get any further. I can't even go over. Right, we're getting through the middle of the cryo here. Right, we are properly going through. But I will update the server in a minute. Because firstly, I'm hoping that the vast majority of segments will be asleep. So even if there is an issue with segments coming on, coming off, which there might be a bit, they'll all be fixed by restart. What are we at now? Yeah, we're significantly down. 6.2 seconds per second. That's the same. But we're up to down to 600 fluid segments. With 53 that contain fluid and something else. There's only 53 segments. I cannot sleep right now. I have to say, I should probably... cryo. Never thought about this. Non-unique. When do we increment sand count? The last time we yeah. I mean, that's not much useful right now, but that's because I'm making a build already. Cover console. Oh, then I need to write this out. Okay. I mean, to be honest, this isn't very useful. It's interesting, but not useful. That said, you'd be amazed how often you put a bit of debug in and then go, oh, there's 100 million of them. Oh. Pete, can you give me coordinates? Oh, that's good then. Yeah, let us know if you see any cart witnesses. This is part of the problem with the size of the network we've got. It's now becoming very difficult to work out if there's any problems with it. Other than looking at the graphs and going, oh, we don't have any X and we don't have any Y. I'm just having a drink. Oh, it's so hot here. Oh. Hey, I can actually see rock. Oh no, I can't. That's more cryo. I wonder where Todd is today. Todd sent me a parcel. He got my fucking name wrong. Todd, after nearly a decade of knowing me, got my name wrong. Yeah, we 2010? Did we do Steam Heroes first? We did, didn't we? Wonder when that was. No multiplayer yet, but the devs say it's coming. Let's have a look. Single player. Yeah. Holy shit, dude, you still in early access? Is that the edge of your map? See, that's what I'd like the lava in FortressCraft to look like. More like that. Then as the fluid gets better and better and better, I would like to do more. When did this come out? Good date. Oh. Similar to reassembly. How the fuck is it similar to reassembly? Anyway, I was just curious whether we were on here. It's not a Bejeweled ripoff. What the fuck, dude? Yes, it's a Puzzle Quest ripoff. Thank you. Only Puzzle Quest. So it's a Puzzle Quest ripoff. Only Puzzle Quest was not real time. Wow, he's complaining it's too hard. I was pretty happy with the game simply for not being broken. Wow. I played about 6 times. Anyway. 8 years, he's never got my name wrong. Oh, Mackie, you timed out, I'm afraid. Mikey. Not Mackie. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is. I mean, at this point, if I knew what the railgun was, we could start prepping for it. But I don't. I don't have anything to do. My cryo bombers are working. I just need to leave them for an hour or so, or whatever, just to get through their backlog of just insanity. Let's go have a look. Okay, and we will also upload that build, but not make it live yet. I quite like Steam Heroes, by the way. The idea was, if it sold okay, we were going to do a more complicated sequels using more of the same sort of art. I quite liked it. I quite enjoyed playing it. Okay, so, Railgun. Orbital Railgun Controller. This 9x9x9 machine. Oh my god. Okay. Right, let's start off. Let's 9x9x9. Yeah, like fuck, am I working that out? 9 times 9 times 9. 7. Okay, so first question, and this is mostly to Peter. Is that the right thing? Because that's alloyed machine blocks. Now, alloyed machine blocks are tier 2. Now we are going to need, let me just maths this out. We are going to need 729 times 64. We're going to need 46,000 alloyed machine blocks, which even by our standards is quite a lot. I say that. Right. We have like 400 between us. So this is the point where we need to start making decisions. So really, Peter, you and me and possibly Kukor are really the only ones who can sort of make any sort of judgment calls on this. Do you have any comments? Remember, this is supposed to be the ultimate machine in the game. I would perhaps comment that we are out of gold. I would perhaps comment that we should be using these. So currently, now hold on. Each alloyed machine, no, each of those is 10, I can't remember, fuck me. Like, can't remember what these use. Like, I think it should maybe use up, check. So that uses 10. So let's have a think. So it's 5 titanium equals 1 housing. 10 housing equals 1 upgrade module. 10 upgrade module equals 1 let me change the font. I was trying to make the font bigger for people watching on stream. There we go. Equals 1 ultimate. Now currently we want around 46k. So I want to rework this recipe, because I'd much rather you have less of a harder material than more of an easy material. Because 46,000 blocks is nearly impossible to obtain. Direction is predetermined due to orbital rotation of the planet. Okay, so we're currently looking at 46,000 bars, but right now one ultimate is 10 upgrade modules, which is 10 housings, which is 5. So if we were to divide that by 500, so 46,000 divided by 500 is 92. So if we were to use 92 upgrade modules, that doesn't really work. 92 upgrade modules. That is a lot of upgrade modules. That is a huge amount of upgrade modules. But, and how many do we need? We need 9 by 9 by 9. So it's 721. 9 times 9. So if I do 729 divided by 92, about 8. So I'm going to change this one to require 8 ultimate upgrade. I forgot what it's called now. Oh, fuck it. Items XML. Ultimate PCB. So what I'll do is I'll make it so the ultimate PCB. Now I've got to click 7. How do I need to make? So right now, if I were to do that, it would be an insanity number. And I think the this might be 81 per craft. That means I would need to click 9 times. 81 times 9 is 729. Okay, I don't know, 81 times 9 is 729. So you need to click 9 times. So 8 times 9 is 72. That's actually a little bit cheaper. They're 15, Eggy. I'm going with the optimal route. They're 15. Because currently it's 46,000. Oh, yeah. I think I may be out by an entire factor. So it's 46,000 times 15. So it's 700k bars. Yeah, I'm literally out by a factor of 10, aren't I? Actually, no, I'm out by a factor of 16. So it's 92 times 16. Thank you. I forgot that they were 1. That's how many alloyed blocks it is, not how many bars. Right. So now if I put that back to 1 craft, so that is now 729 times 2. 729 clicks. I will change. 729 times 2 is, yeah, that's close enough. That's close enough. So if I change that to 18 and 9, are we happy with that? When I say happy, I don't mean that's nice and cheap. I mean, does this seem to be a fair way of balance? This is the ultimate gun. Again, this is the biggest and the baddest of the guns. So let me just check. So this will craft 9. So it's 729 divided by 9, which is 81. So it's 81 clicks. Each of those will create 80, will require 18 PCs. So that's a total of 1458 ultimates. And each of those is 500 bars. 729,000. That's pretty good. That's pretty much the same cost, but a fuck ton easier to pick up. It's not easier because we're pretty out of gold, Peter. I don't know why that appears to be the case. Now, the point of the railgun is to challenge you. The point of the railgun is to very much say, this is the... You've done the main... You've done the OET. You've done the C5. Now here is your next major challenge. Which, you know, we appear to be hilariously failing, to be quite frank. Why is it so slow? No, it's not out. No, it's not out. It's not out. We're trading stuff through. I just can't work out why gold foil is so massively failing. I mean, what we should have done, in retrospect, you know, we should have tapped off earlier and made like an en masse gold wire thingy and then fed that into an en masse stamper. Like, this is just a disaster. But yeah, I think it's going fine, Pete. It's just not going very fast. So I will... Do I have any gold foil? Because I don't need any gold foil. Not now. I'll pop this in. Oopsie. We're just not really getting gold through very quickly. Limited by the speed of the wire makers. Oh, station is being... Okay, that's a station. What we should have done, retrospectively, is had a... gold wire. We should have had gold. All of these. It should have been. Let me draw it. What we should have done is we should have had gold, and that should have gone into a mass storage of that shape, and then from that we should have had each of the wire crafters, maybe 16 or 20, a lot, and then those would go into the foil crafters, like maybe 4 of those, something like that. I don't know. That's what we should have done, in retrospect. We did not think anywhere near big enough. And, you know, I am trying to think bigger now, but now I'm thinking mostly there isn't much room in this room to do that. Oh, fuck's sake. What do you mean? Well, the thing is, Peter, I mean, we just don't have enough throughput. I know you've got another room down. Oh wow, that's not actually accessible. That just wait, why can I not get out? Got in, there we go. Yeah, there are actually machines there, we just can't see them. Yeah, we didn't spread shit out enough. We know we didn't. Hindsight is 2020. There is a way into that room, isn't there? I just can't remember which way it is. I'm sure there is a way into this room. There's an under room, and I can't remember where it is. There it is. Well, gold isn't our problem. I don't know what I'm doing with this. More like this. And what we should really be doing, now we've got minecarts and everything, is we should be taking it from here to another place via minecarts, then turning it into the gold foil and blah, 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 blah. As I've said repeatedly, peak throughput is nowhere near as important as continued throughput. Like, it is important that your system continually goes and sends just 24/7. That is far more important than can do 1,000 bars a minute for 1 minute. So we've actually done all right on that. Not brilliantly, but yeah. So I will be changing this in a minute. So we need 1500 ultimate. So let us, or let me, prepare for this eventuality. What does the fluid do now? Fluid is smarter, faster, goes to sleep, and all sorts. Let's make enough room. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. We don't need to upgrade the room, Pete. No, that's fine. We will still want plenty of alloyed machine blocks. Don't worry. Don't forget, I wrote the railgun just about the point when alloyed machine blocks came in. They used to be the biggest and best thing there was. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, that's 2/3. We'll do that. That's going to take probably at our current rate a couple of days. But yeah, Pete, I would say if we want to do something useful, we probably want to make a new room, maybe, and then hook that up to the minecarts, and then have a absolute mass throughput of gold. Of the tier 2, of the secondary crafting mats, so titanium. This is the thing, we're not supposed to just sort of sail past the frozen factory and go, click, now we're in the railgun. As I said, we will need a lot of alloyed machine blocks for the rings. This is the railgun, not the rings. But what I'm suggesting, though, is maybe... Oh, that looks good. Maybe over here or something. Maybe over here or something like that. Setting up a large room purely for the creation of the secondary materials, which we will also need a lot of. But that means our alloyed machine block current throughput isn't affected. That's also important. Yeah, well, I've said this before, Peter. There's very little reason. Like, if you're going to tear it down and build another one, build it again, why not just build another one, meaning we've got twice the throughput? I've seen this before. People will, like, tear down sorting systems and make, quote-unquote, better sorting systems. And I'm like, well, you know, you realise that if you hadn't done that, we'd have had 2 sorting systems. And unless your sorting system is literally twice as good, which it's fucking not, then you should have built a second sorting system. And it's like people seem to be very bad at. They like to optimise what's there rather than build another one. Anyway, this is my... Oh, it's actually too big. Before I go any further, Pete, would you be happy with this then as our room? Does this give us all the throughput and expandability that we are going to desire? And this will be for all the things needed to make ultimate machine blocks, because ultimate machine modules, which are very expensive and need a huge amount of materials, which is the goal of, obviously, the Adventures Pack. I don't know why, as human beings and long-term FortressCraft players, that we are still exceptionally bad at making enough room. Like, I don't know why I still underestimate by so much. Well, I mean, Zero, the thing is, optimizing it is rarely as efficient as building another one. Like, it's very rare that you can double the throughput. But building another one, even if it's exactly the same as the current bad one, will literally double your throughput. So it's nearly always better. I think we need the rings. I think we need the rings. Yeah, no. My point is, Peter, it's something I try. It's not really about you. I try and educate players in like multiplayer etiquette, and as I said, it is almost never better to build a new one to optimize a current one than to build a new one. So if you've built a new AMB machine, that's cool. We're going to need it, but it's not as if we're going to suddenly not want AMBs. They're one of the cornerstones of the game. Zero. I'm with you. So Pete, is this acceptable for the room? Do you think this is going to work? Is this okay? Incidentally, we are going to need some resin handling. Oh, thank you. I haven't really had a problem with paste in a while. Yeah, but you zero, just leave that and then just set another one. I hope that was right. Yeah. I don't want to kill this over mine. I'm just going to. So it should be worth pointing out. Resin is also heavily used for the railgun. Right. Do I have a manufacturer on me? No. Do I have a manufacturer anywhere around here? Maybe. Not sure it's going to sound. Okay, now that also requires all the... Oh, no. Oh, shit. You know what we haven't done? We haven't set up a farm. Well, I think we have a bit. Can't remember how these work, if these weren't networked. I haven't needed them before. Oh, no. Well, that should hopefully, though, give me what I need. Because oh, great. Enough for 2. Pfft. Yeah, I think we might need more. The thing is, this is how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to just sort of whoosh down and then build a bunch. Now, they will regrow. I don't know what these are for. Some plants useful? Well, that's not true. These are useful, nothing else is. Yes, I think in Network Play I can only plant mandragoras, not mandragora seeds, I think it is. And that's a bug. Like, you can do it single player, I think, but not multiplayer, I think. But then I think I can plant these outside, and they'll grow into plants, which I can then dig up, I think. It's something weird now. Well, I blue screened.